Yeah, call your fucking dog. Go down, Neo. I am livid. I cannot get far enough away from people. So I have a video where I talked about this woman whose dog came up to my dog, and then when they did a normal non-castrated dog thing, which is to compete to see who can dominate, she threatened to call the police, even though my dog didn't bite her dog. I don't know whether her dog bit my dog. And she was saying that my dog attacked her dog. And I go, where are the bites? Like, what are you talking about? No, sorry. She was saying that my dog attacked her dog. Is that what I said? I go, where are the bites? She goes, you want to see blood? You asshole, or something like that. Did not understand. Still don't. I've seen her twice since then. And every time that she sees my dog coming, she gets her dog. My dog on a leash, by the way. But then she'll get her dog. Because, by the way, the second time I saw her, I didn't notice her or her dog. There's just a group of dogs and group of people. I walk into the group. A bunch of dogs are barking at Neo and getting on him and stuff. He's just minding his own business, walking through. And then one dog just jumps on his back and starts biting at his back. So I pull Neo away. And that's when I realize, oh, hello. And I didn't get an apology for her threatening to call the police when... And also, it's like she saw how I handled it when my dog is definitely attacked, where my dog's on a leash and the other dog comes over, jumps on his back, and bites his back, which is a situation very unlike when a dog comes into Neo's territory. Neo's tied up. So both times Neo was tied up. One time the dog came into his territory. They had a dominant submissive scuffle without any biting as far as I could see. The second time, Neo also tied up, dog comes over and bites his back. And I still had no complaints. Still. It happens. So I'm walking by now again. And I ask, so she doesn't want to apologize? And this guy goes, he says, why? So well, she was starting to call the police. He says, if she didn't call the police, I would. What? What are you talking about? He said, I've been here and I've seen when your dog comes around, he's dangerous. My dog hasn't done shit to any of these. What are you talking about? No, literally, like, what are you talking about? And here's my favorite part. There was back and forth. And where I kept saying, my dog doesn't bite. Why? What are you talking about? And he says, one, that my dog keeps smelling other dogs that they don't like it. And so he's looking for it. He's provoking them. Two, when he was saying that my dog was dangerous, I was far away. So I came closer. And he, to prove that my dog is not dangerous, because I knew my dog wouldn't do anything to the dogs that were there. One of the dogs, by the way, because Neo was sniffing her, jumps up and is going like this to Neo's face, and Neo does nothing. So then the guy kind of changes his argument. He says that that maybe I'm a dangerous owner and he's taking after me and we're always trying to provoke people, blah, blah, blah. And I said, no, but hold on. How can you say that the dog is dangerous if he isn't biting? He said, look at his tail. His tail is up. Look at his hair. His hair is up. but he's not doing anything. So maybe you're misinterpreting those things in this case. But a bite is hard to misinterpret, and there hasn't been a bite. And so then the guy says, so you're saying he would need to bite another dog for you to be convinced that he's dangerous? Yes. 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 I would need to see him have the opportunity to bite another dog and take that opportunity without any kind of provocation. Or if it's a smaller dog that he normally shouldn't worry about, but he bites it, yeah. I would need to that, yeah. And then this guy says, I was coughing a lot last night. I know this sounds so silly to you because you're like, oh, there are stupid people out there. It's all y'all. I'm not in this van because I was just frustrated by my interactions with 20% of people. Anyway, so this guy says, wow, so you want your dog to bite other dogs. And at this point I go, oh, you're stupid. And we walk away. That shouldn't make me angry. I should know that human brains, but and that's like what the woman had said. When I was like, where's the blood? Because I wasn't convinced that there had been a real fight, a real problem. And she's talking about calling the police. It's the first time that she and I crossed paths. Not crossed paths, that her dog came over to my home. And she said, you want to see blood? You asshole, whatever. What? I don't actually want to see blood, but if you're saying that blood has been drawn, then I'd like to see it to know that that's true, because otherwise I think you're lying to me. And if my dog doesn't, this doesn't need explaining. This doesn't need explaining. Because, see, even those two people, if I were telling them the story, they'd be like, those two people are crazy. Who were they? It's just amazing that, oh my gosh, bro. See, I just started reading, finally, Jonathan Haidt's The Righteous Mind, Why Good People Are Divided by Politics and Religion. Back in 2015, I came up with a metaphor where it's, this well before I had a dog, of a sort of a master and a dog. And as a sort of metaphor for the mind of this conscious reasoning human process and then these instincts, these blah, blah. Okay. So Jonathan Haidt came up with something similar. The central metaphor of these 4 chapters is that the mind is divided. We're in the introduction, so it's XXI, page 11. Introduction, page 11. The central metaphor of these 4 chapters is that the mind is divided like a rider on an elephant, and the rider's job is to serve the elephant. And see, I was naive back when I had ego and bid being the dog, ego being the human. I was trying to tell people, so we have to acknowledge that a lot of our judgments are coming from this bid. And just like with an actual dog, we wouldn't just follow every instinct of the dog and just be like, oh, you're absolutely right about everything. We would, do more observation and more analysis. Well, that's what we need to do with our instincts and our intuition. That was my whole point. The rider is our conscious reasoning. The stream, oh, of course, spoiler alert, I realized a few years after that there's no rider. The rider is our conscious reasoning, the stream of words and images of which we are fully aware. The elephant is the other 99% of mental processes, the ones that occur outside of awareness, but that actually govern most of our behavior. I developed this metaphor in my last book, The Happiness Hypothesis, where I described how the rider and elephant work together, sometimes poorly, as we stumble through life in search of meaning and connection. All right, and then here's another thing. Oh no, it's actually before that. Part one is about the first principle. Intuitions come first, strategic reasoning second. Moral intuitions arise, this is page 10, page XX. Moral intuitions arise automatically and almost instantaneously long before moral reasoning has a chance to get started. And those first intuitions tend to drive our later reasoning. If you think that moral reasoning is something we do to figure out the truth, you'll be constantly frustrated by how foolish, biased, and illogical people become when they disagree with you. But if you think about moral reasoning as a skill we humans evolved to further our social agendas, to justify our own actions, to defend the teams we belong to, then things will make a lot more sense. Keep your eye on the intuitions, and don't take people's moral arguments at face value. They're mostly post hoc constructions made up on the fly, crafted to advance one or more strategic objectives. Okay, that does give me a bit of peace and so very excited about reading that book. I don't know whether I'm going to read it with you guys because then I have to put the text on the screen, and my computer has been crashing every time I try to export the Weissenstein video. Hopefully, you know what I'm talking about. Hopefully, I finally figure out a way to get that up. But anyway.